So this is the frame. Remove this. I'm probably gonna leave the foam here. Do this here. This is gonna sit inside here. These aluminum brackets create this little gap on both sides. I'm gonna remove this wood. It's gonna look like this. This we're gonna lift and bend this way in so that it goes into there. And you can see there's nothing here, and it'll still allow draining from these ports. You can even dance on it. A little noisy, but that's fine. So now you have this in here, and it's the same thing on this side. This wood extends a little bit further than what it looks like right here. Everyone has their own way of doing it. This is how I'm doing it. I'm either gonna do carpet squares like this, or maybe do the hydro turf or C-deck. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, note to self, if you want to put screws in, make sure you mark them on the beams, because we're having to do this now. Okay, so after we secured it here, 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 and here, that was about, I think, 8 inches each stud, and then a bigger gap here. We measured this out. We have some more aluminum we're gonna cut. Prepping the aluminum to get cutted there. This is my first time doing this, so sorry if I'm not doing the best camera work. So far, this is what I got. Plan on using aluminum to cover this, and then potentially that bench and that bench later. The foam is out temporarily now. We'll probably reuse that foam. Buff out the edges. I've also seen people ask how to cut this. So my dad's a construction worker. I don't know if this is the best. It works great for what he's doing. I'll kind of zoom in. I don't know if you can see that. It's one of those, hey dad, can you do this for me moments, and he took care of it. So I'm not questioning the process, it works. If anyone's wondering how I am paying my dad, it's beer. I'm paying him in beer. I'm gonna have a beer too. Okay, so use this tool to measure from the side wall, like this. We did this, I didn't record it earlier, but he did this to the opposite side. This is just to get the cuts in line and ready for, you know, the measurements. We're essentially salvaging what we have for aluminum, because we have one sheet here, one here, and underneath that guy. We're attaching them and securing them to these here. I think it's okay ending up with a little bit of a small tight gap. Shouldn't be too big of a problem. Make sure you cut some holes, little sections here for the studs. This is how we're setting it in. Bend, push, and slide. Not super perfect on the corners, but it's perfect to me. It's gonna work. All right, so update. So far I finished off with this. This is just something we might use for this project or not. I kind of just have it laying out, so I wanted to see how it looks. But this is how we ended up. We're still gonna do this front side. I still need to gather some more aluminum. This rear, we took off the bench. The rivets look like this. There's different ones, you know, throughout. This is an older boat. These are pretty much stripped on that bench there. There's 1, 2. There's bolts underneath them, underneath the screws. There's foam, of course, underneath. First steps that we did, remove this, took a drill bit, pull the rivet tops out, and then just ended up using a plier to pull the bottom out. Without that little top piece, being able to pull from underneath was pretty easy. End up with something that looks like this. Used hammer and a tool to chisel out the pieces of wood that was here that didn't want to come out, because I removed this here and just broke it off. I'm going to reuse these. The aluminum that I'm going to put here is going to extend this way, and I'm trying to figure out if we're going to just use spacers or washers to support it. I'd rather just leave these support beams the way they are. I don't want to damage it. I want to do anything. I feel like it's this is a one-time solution for me. I don't want to do anything more to it. So I'm going to keep that there. The plan is still to remove this bench eventually and get aluminum. I have enough for this bench here. So this whole section here will be completed sometime sooner than later. This section here will also be completed. I don't have material for that or that. This is the next project. I'll keep making videos. I know it's kind of all over the place. I didn't really think about how I would record this, but I definitely didn't want to leave people with just pictures. So watch it, don't watch it. That's okay. Idea as far as concept was, I wanted to have this lower than the previous owner had the deck. You can kind of see here, I'm trying to point at it, this is where it was in the front, but because of the way that they used these brackets, these aluminum brackets, they just laid them on top of these benches. And sorry if it's really windy, but here up top is how high the whole entire deck was, and then it went over the back. The only thing that was exposed was here, and there was these huge large latches, or hatch I should call them. One here in the center, and then one in the center between the front and the rear. This is what the wood ended up like. This is a trailer, you can ignore that. So I'm lifting it or moving it, and this is extremely heavy. The idea that I'm trying to go with is remove some of the weight. I know aluminum's not extremely lightweight, but it's better. The aluminum brackets that I have also kind of help divide the weight, but the original owner had the whole decked out, and this is the center, I believe, and this might have been the rear, either or. This was also mounted, this triangle bow mount was the section that was here. Now I might keep that idea and extend it with something that's potentially removable. Really only because I'm not going to be using that for support. I want to just use my trolling motor pedal here. Obviously sturdy enough, but I kind of didn't want to have anything with legs. In this situation I might. They might be rocking back and forth. We'll see. It's not something that's I'm married to. So trolling motor mount should still be up here. That's the idea. It's starting to kind of give here. I'll probably just reinforce it. I have no idea how to do that, so I'm going to just focus one step at a time, and I'm going to do a quick just video of walk around to show the progress.